Hey everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. I have another order I'm fulfilling, and she wants a couple tumblers, which I haven't started yet. I will be doing those, but I don't know that I'm doing a video on them, but I do want to do one on the coasters and the elk that she wanted. Not necessarily the elk, but I'm going to pour it because I'm pouring resin. But she gave me free reign on the coasters. She wanted them kind of round shaped, but I'm choosing this Geode one because it is round technically. And she wanted them to match her tumblers, which were going to be this cobalt blue and the yellow. I wanted to give it a try. If they don't work out, I'm clearly not going to give them to her, but I wanted to give it a try since I had to make a couple coasters anyway, and I wanted to show you how to do the reversible ones. So I'm trying to get a Crackle effect on the back and a Geode style on the front. And then I'll be putting, if it works out good, I'll be putting their name on them. So I'm gonna be mixing up, these I think hold 4 ounces each. I'm not gonna fill them up because I do wanna top coat them. So I'm gonna do like 3 ounces each. And I'm gonna be using my epoxy because it's going to be moving the longest for the Geode style. So let me mix up some resin and get it all split up. I'll let you know how I split it. And then I'm going to do this little guy in the cobalt blue, and I'm going to give him the antlers in the yellow because I wanted to incorporate the yellow somehow. Maybe I'll put a yellow necklace around his neck. I'm not quite sure how to get more yellow in him yet, but I'm gonna figure it out. So let me get some resin mixed up and we'll start moving. I mixed up 8 ounces. I set aside, I'm going to do the elk first in the 2 ounces to make sure he gets poured in the blue, and then I'll save the rest of the blue for the outer edge of the mica powder, or the blue around the edge, yes. And then I'm just going to let that drip into there because I want a clear layer on the bottom of that one today. That clear layer is what's going to give us the Crackle effect. Hopefully, now that I'm thinking about it, I think in the past, I haven't done a Crackle, gosh, probably a year. And I'm thinking that I was putting an alcohol ink in there too. So honestly, I honestly don't know if this is gonna work now that I'm thinking about it and my resin is mixed and I don't have time to go back and check my old video. So we're gonna go for it, and if it doesn't work, well then it doesn't work, and I'm gonna make them some new coasters. Oh gosh, why do I do this to myself? I don't understand. Okay, that is a gorgeous blue, absolutely gorgeous, except it's not quite opaque enough. I'm gonna put just a little bit more. And I'm gonna spray that little elk with alcohol so it gets down in his little eyes. Just make sure you stir your micas really well so you don't have anything floating or sinking or where you don't want it. That's good. All right, let me wipe this off. Try to keep my station clean today. All right, we're going to get that down in there. Okay, I'm just pour him. He's pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. I always stop halfway and squish his eyes to make sure they're getting in there, and it looks like it did. This holds about exactly 2 ounces, but that's with the antlers. So since I'm not doing the antlers in blue, I do have some left, but I'm gonna need a little bit more than this. So I'm going to, first of all, before I do that, I don't know that my ratios are gonna be exactly the way I want them because I need some clear on the bottom of each of these, and I need it to go all the way to the edge. So I'm just going to kind of manipulate it all the way around because we need that to make our crackle effect. Yet I also need some clear to go in the center. So we'll see how much clear I have left before I mix up my yellow. Now I want a lot less blue than I do yellow because the blue is going to pretty much take over everything. So that gives me 2 ounces left. I'm gonna just use a little bit of my yellow resin and mix up some more blue because I want this around the edge. And I don't want very much. Otherwise you're not going to see any of the yellow. That should be enough. Hopefully it's enough. Let me mix up my yellow. And if I have to, I'll use more of that clear over there for the blue, but I don't think I'm going to need to. I'm going to make it go pretty far. You want a decent amount of mica powders in here when you're doing this kind of technique so you get those striations. And the reason I chose the epoxy, like I said, you have a 40 to 50 minute working time with this one. And that's the longest resin that I have in my house that I can work with. So when you want something to move the longest amount of time, make sure you pick the right resin to do that with. I think I'm going to put a little bit more. That's good. This is Lemon from Let's Resin. This is Blue. I don't know how to say that name, but I will link it in the description for you, along with everything else you see me using. Now when I say 40 to 50 minutes, that doesn't mean you can pour like 8 ounces and just leave it sit in an 8-ounce cup. It doesn't work that way. You're going to end up with a flash cure. You need to keep it in smaller containers. So if you need that much time, you need to get it into smaller containers so it's not going to heat up very quickly. All right. So as you can see, I don't have enough clear because it's split. So I'm going to try to push it out and still keep as much clear as I can in my cup here so I can pour it down in the center to start the other reaction that I want. So now that I got it there, it'll probably split again if I just let it sit here, so I'm going to quickly pour. I'm going to quickly pour my blue around the edge and then my yellow around that. Just a small thin line. Hopefully I have enough blue. Yep, I do. More than enough. I'm gonna use it. Oh, I need to fill those little antlers before I start this geode. Probably more blue than I really want. Let me get these antlers filled. And let's pray this works, because I'm thinking I needed alcohol inks in this mixture. I am going to put it in the center because my center doesn't always close, and I want it to close this time. All right, now I'm gonna split the rest of this between the two as close to the center as I can. Leaving enough space at the top to put the top coat on. Which that looks pretty good. I've got a little bit of extra here, so I will find something to do with it. I'm going to get my heat gun out actually and heat this up. It's already starting to work, as you can see. That's what I want it to do. Now, sometimes I do torch geodes because I don't want to spray alcohol on it, but I want to pop the bubbles. So really quickly. And I'll probably do that a couple of times just to get those bubbles off. All right, I'll put you on a little time lapse so you can watch it while I do something with these extras. So as you can see, it's closing really nicely. I was just picking a couple little pieces of lint out of there, even though you probably won't see it. So I want the centers to close a little more. So I'm going to take my little syringe and just suck out the center. I'm just going to help it a little bit. That one looks really cool. And I'll just use this resin for some more extras. What do you think about that? So I want this one a little more to match the other. That's good. You can wash these out if you want to stick alcohol in and out of that. I don't, because I have so many of them. So, okay, I'm going to let the rest be a surprise. I'm going to let everything cure overnight and we'll see what we got in the morning. All right, it's the next afternoon. These look amazing. I am so happy with these, and I'm not showing you the back until tomorrow. Sorry. I already peeked, so I'm really, really, really happy with these. She wanted her son's name and I think daughter-in-law's name, one on each one. I did unmold this stuff. I'm waiting for an answer to see who this is for before I finish it off. But I put a little face on, little eyes, glued those on. So I don't know how blingy this is going to get because I don't know who it's for yet. So I'm going to set that aside. Here's the extras that I poured. So I'm going to finish these up while this is curing. Here's 3 of them. Here's another. Then I took the stuff I sucked out of the center. I added a whole bunch of crushed crystal and made that one. And then I have a couple of just the, I had more leftover yellow than I did the blue. So we got a pair of earrings and a pendant there. So I will work on all that while this is curing. But before that, I'm going to put their names on these. And then we're going to pour, I have already mixed up 3 ounces of the epoxy resin to go on top. I'm just going to get these situated. Hopefully it goes on okay. I thought white was the best choice so you could see it. I mean, I didn't want to do yellow or blue because then it would just blend in. And there's Wes. And this one is for Cindy. I'm just gonna kind of get it right in the center if I can. This name has very tiny lettering, so I gotta be careful pulling it off. That top of the C is really thin. There we go, got it. You could use that transfer tape as many times as it'll stick to stuff, so I don't get rid of that. All right. All I'm going to do, I put this through the debubbler. All I'm going to do is pour it on and dome them. Hopefully 3 ounces is enough for both of them. Otherwise, I'll be mixing up some more. Now you don't want to dome these with a top coat until they're fully cured, or you will ruin the effect that you just made. I know it's hard to be patient. Even if it's tacky, don't do it. It will definitely ruin it. So you might want to just, wait overnight. Make sure it's completely cured unless you're using a heat mat or something, a curing machine. This one, it needs a stick underneath it. Not quite level. And this one, that one looks pretty good. So I have a tiny bit, so I guess I'm making something else. And I will see you on demold. All right, they're cured. The entire time these were on the heat mat curing for an hour and a half. I have non-stop been working on the extras. So let me show you them all. Here, this was the extras from the last batch. So I threw some mica powder in them and made earrings and a pendant and a keychain, little shell up there. And then I had these sitting around, these flowers that I've been making with my mold. So I'm like, what if I can make a keychain out of them? So I stuck a little charm on there and a little keychain holder, and then there were 2 more sitting around, so I just made 4 of them. And then I have this set that I made, earrings and a pendant. I bought these in the sticker department at Michael's, so I just E6000 glued them on. They're like 3D kind of thing. And then this keychain. This is the same thing, same department at Michael's. And some of these are going to end up going to Lisa since they matched her order. A pendant and a keychain. And then 2 keychains. So I'm not sure which ones I'm going to send with her order yet, but we will see. All right, are you guys ready for the main event? I'm so excited to see the back. A little bit. These were domed really good, so there shouldn't be any trimming. I'm going to take them both out and make you wait. The tops look amazing. I think now, from now on, my Geode coasters, I will be pouring the clear first, because at least you get a double-sided and you're still getting the Geode. There's the front. Here's the back. Look at that crackle. Isn't that amazing? That's what happens when you pour clear first. And here's the back of this one. They're both the same. Oh, I got something on there. How do you like them? super easy and super pretty. So Wes and Cindy, I hope you like your coasters. I'm not going to edge these ones around the edge just because I don't think like silver or gold really kind of goes with these, and I don't think that she's wanting that on there. And if she is, then, you know, I can do it for her. Anyway, I will get you pictures. There's going to be a ton of them. I spent all that time on these extras. You're getting pictures of them. And I will see you guys tomorrow. You all have a blessed day. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.